This is a reminder that on Sunday, October 14th, Let's Play at Navarre Autism will be hosting a special 25 Years of Autism webcast to help support the Children's Miracle Network. We hope to see you there as we support this wonderful cause. With one of our friends out in the wilderness, and another one taking care of business in the Far East, she's the last one of our kind who's still at our side. It's hard to believe that she, of all people, is the last one standing, as it were, given everything that we've gone through, and a lot of it did not include her. But it is, in essence, a passing of the torch, as it were, that this young Eorzea is now going to be with us to the end of this expansion, most likely, and we will see just what she can do and just how far her character comes along, knowing that we could be stuck with her for quite some time. So, with that in mind, greetings, people of the world. Matthew back with you here at Navarre Autism for another edition of the Tales of Eorzea vlog here on Final Fantasy XIV's Exodus server. So, yeah, just chilling out with Eorzea as we're, I guess because they see the Warrior of Light, they all default look to him or her, and they just look at them until they interact with them or whatever. But yeah, if you've been following the story from patch 4.4's main story, which we took on earlier this week, you'll know that we, as far as the signs are concerned, are pretty much, in terms of numbers, right back to where we were when Heavensward started. Because you'll remember when Heavensward began, it was just the Warrior of Light, along with Alpha Node and Tataru. Now, it's basically the Warrior of Light and Eorzea now. Because, yeah, Tataru may still be involved with us, but her influence is not even a fraction of what it once was. She's living it up over in Kugane, doing her business now with the East Alderney Trading Company, and really spending a lot of time, I'm guessing, learning how to be a shrewd businesswoman. And so it's definitely been quite a significant contrast from where we were a week ago, knowing that the only scion who's at our side now is Eorzea, who, if you've been following the duration of my Final Fantasy XIV Let's Plays, or if you've been playing the game for yourself, you'll know that Eorzea started out as someone who thought that there was no reason for this realm to be saved, and that it was pointless to do so. And so she went off, and then she was gone for a very long time as far as the main story is concerned. If you go after Bahamut, once you beat the original main story, you do hook up with her again. And so if you get that opportunity to do so, you do get to go on a journey with her through all 3 tiers of Bahamut, because it was the original version of the 8-player challenge that would also see Alexander follow in Heavensward, and now Omega in Stormblood. But if you don't even take a look at that, then you don't really get to see her character at all until deep into Heavensward, when patch 3.4's main story begins. And that's where you see that she's been stalking the Warriors of Darkness, trying to track their movements and what they're doing, and she ultimately gets caught. So she, as far as main story is concerned, gets left out of the loop for a very long time. And the fact that it takes her that long to get back, and even then, like, the character doesn't really start to get flushed out more until Stormblood begins, because when you go to the Far East and you start to go help out the people in the Ruby Sea settlements, when you go to Yansha, that's where her character does actually have a prominent presence. She does start to take over from Alpha Node, as it were, as far as the twin influence is concerned, because of course Alpha Node and Eorzea are twins. And so knowing that we're really starting to see this character getting developed is good to see, and I'm glad that we're seeing more of her, and now it looks like we'll be seeing a lot more of her, given that Alpha Node is basically lost in Garlean territory, and with our Scions at our side numbers reduced to just her. It's been certainly quite the twist in the storyline, knowing that what's going to happen in patch 4.5 is going to be really a legit lead-in to the next expansion. Like, it's not going to be like Heavensward was, where the story basically ended in 3.3, and then they closed up the storyline with the Warriors of Darkness, which I've always said was never really developed as much as it should have been. And then with 3.5, it actually doing the lead-in to Stormblood. So knowing that this incident that has occurred where everyone's minds were getting messed up with has resulted in significant number dwindling, and our presence here not as prominent as it once was with our numbers. It's not something that I think a lot of people ever would have expected that we would see, especially since that kind of thing was kind of already done with Heavensward, with the end of A Realm Reborn going into Heavensward. And with that, it's really crazy to know that this sort of storyline is being reintroduced again, but this time only with one other Scion at her side. And then, of course, yesterday, if you were or not yesterday, but Thursday, if you were watching, we took on Omega, which is something I do not typically do, which is go to a challenge just days after it was launched, but we did, and we succeeded. We got to see the end of the Omega storyline. We got to see Alpha go out into the wild to see everything that the realm had to offer. And it was cute, a lovely little storyline to finish that experience. And then I also had the opportunity last night with Mathia to get the chance to see the next chapter, which we will do later tonight, with the Four Lords storyline. So I've seen that with Mathia, and I have now had the opportunity to do that particular fight. We succeeded, and now we can get that done with Corinne too. So yeah, we're not done with showing off 4.4's content just yet, so there's definitely more to see as far as the Four Lords are concerned, and then we'll just do whatever we need to keep grinding for Mathia and Corinne, and for my Warrior of Light for next year, for getting everything set up for the next expansion, and of course the next patch before that. So also here at the Tales of Eorzea, you might remember me mentioning that we brought a new free company member into our group, and that they are a new viewer to the channel, a relatively new viewer. So what they've done is they're now encouraging their friends to join. So Myro actually brought in a new member, Kikyo Itsatsu. And like Myro, Kikyo has also started to follow in a similar way as far as developing their warrior trait by following Myro's footsteps and leveling Lancer and ultimately Dragoon. So it's amazing how the streams can really have a great influence on characters and people who play them when you main as Dragoon, and then you have people like Myro and Kikyo following in your footsteps and wanting to know what is it like, how's the experience of playing that particular type of warrior class, because the game does encourage you to spread your wings and check out other different warrior classes, but it also really has a great opportunity for you to take your initial choice and really run with it. And if people choose it because they've seen other people play it, if they think to themselves, wow, that's really amazing, I want to try that for myself, then it just shows you what you can accomplish. And certainly with Myro and now with Kikyo, it has been so worth it to know that we are reaching people. We are definitely making an impact on people, and they are following in our footsteps, as it were. And we're so grateful for, as always, for everyone who comes to join our free company. We always are appreciative of their presence. And so knowing that we have people like Myro and Kikyo, and I've not had the chance to meet Kikyo in stream yet, but I hope we'll get the opportunity to do so. It would be cool to meet them, and hopefully sooner rather than later. Maybe this evening during tonight's Four Lords webcast, we'll be able to get to meet Kikyo. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So there's been a lot going on here, not only at the Tales, but also in-game. There's a lot to take care of. We've already done a lot of it, and there's still more, and we are definitely going to be seeing what else comes when the extension of the patches comes, because of course Hildebrand still has to show up at some point. And not only that, but we also will get to see some of the Halloween is coming, of course, next month. So get to see that coming. Of course, that's its own special thing. And so, yeah, so much to do in this patch. There's no shortage of things to pursue and hopefully accomplish. So we'll look forward to continuing to get that, to share that experience with all of you guys. And we'll just keep doing it for as long as we want, because, hey, I'm just so grateful that we are getting the opportunity to share these experiences with all of you, and that for those of you joining us as part of our free company, we're always very grateful. So, that is going to do it for this edition of the Tales of Eorzea vlog, and as always, if you have a character here on Exodus or looking to create one on Exodus, and you're interested in joining our free company, we would be happy to have you with us. So, thank you very much everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Navora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.